Hi everyone, and welcome to day 27. Today we're going to talk about how to handle negativity, haters, and opinions. So I'm excited to tackle this conversation because a lot of you have messaged me with some requests on how to do this. A lot of it, I think, revolves around change, and people are changing, and other people give feedback, like your spouses or your family or friends and parents, and they use that term like feedback when really it's criticism. So how do we tackle that? So how do you deal with the feedback, the fear, the judgment, opinions of other people? And this can come in the form of love from, relatives, parents, spouse, from family. It can come in any direction and can also come from the general public if you're on social media, for example, that many friends are seeing it and your followers are seeing it, et cetera, et cetera. So especially for those who are trying to build a business on social media, how do you handle the mean comments that come in every once in a while, and how do you deal with them? Well, basically, I don't let them become the biggest thing in my life because frankly, they don't matter. So here are a couple tips on how to deal with like judgment, negative comments, feedback from different people. So number one, before we dive into any of this, here's something that will blow your mind. Think of your favorite store, Lululemon or grocery store, could even be Walmart, or the cutest little boutique or clothing store. I just think clothing, or whatever that can be. Now I want you to think about your favorite author, your favorite writer. Now think of a public figure that had a huge impact on your life in a positive way. So for example, Tony Robbins, Oprah, Chris Neal, etc. All of those three entities have received feedback, judgment, hate, criticism at one point or another, both publicly and personally and privately. So you're not alone. Think about the fact that you love these three businesses so much. You love them. You may even be obsessed with them. I'm not sure, but you think it's the greatest thing in the world. There will always be someone with an opinion, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a bunch of people out there that love you. So focus on that first. It's really easy to focus on the negative comments and miss out on the 99 other amazing ones that are directed your way. It's actually human nature. So if you can direct that to the people that you do love and support you, and they're getting it, and whether it's on social media or in real life, then that's great. So here are my 3 tips. Number 1, your focus. What you focus on expands. When you focus on the negative comments, you tend to censor yourself and you're not your true authentic self, which leads you down a messy path. So when you're, your most authentic self, the people that love you for you, it's just so much easier to grow on social media, to grow a business, because you don't have to constantly analyze and assess who you are, who you're actually being. I'm just my authentic self. I'm an open book and I share all the things. And if someone doesn't like it, then it's almost better actually. One thing I do is called priming by Tony Robbins. You can search it on YouTube. I prefer the 20-minute version video, but there is the 15-minute one. So here's like a quick kind of recap on the version. So in the morning when I meditate, I take 5 minutes and versus the 20 minutes that I would take. And basically I map out 3 things. 3 things I'm really excited about. 3 people that I know that I've impacted in a positive way. Family, friends, could be the dog, fed them today kind of thing. And 3 qualities you love about yourself. Do that during your morning meditation. And if you focus on that, you will have a way stronger day of putting out the energy you want and not focusing on the negative thing that was said to you. The second one is empathy. I think this is the most important one actually, because if someone is taking the time out of their day to comment or criticize, and I don't mean this in like a poor them in a facetious way. I don't mean it like that at all. I just mean like, think about how sad and lonely or lost that person is to have done that. Have some empathy instead of anger, and it can help a lot. And usually sometimes I actually respond depending on the comment. I have a rule. If the person is purposely hurtful towards me, especially if someone like close to me that I care about or who has subscribed or followed me, done. Like, you don't deserve to consume my content. And that's kind of my rule. I'll block and delete you super fast. I don't even have to read the whole comment, but if the person is just in a grumpy mood and I can tell, I'll actually reply and just try and get some clarity on it. And usually they'll reply and there's an apology normally. Something like, sorry, I was just having a bad day, something to this effect. Number 3 tip is flip side. So there's the fear of judgment, the fear of success, and the fear of whatever else we keep having in our lives, and we keep allowing that to control our future. Use that same exercise every single time you allow someone's negative thoughts to control you. So, for example, if you kept going with the feedback that you're receiving from your mother-in-law or your dad or your cousin or your great Aunt Mary, who has just all the opinions, or Sally from Albuquerque, New Mexico, if you're allowing that person to control your state, what you're putting out on the internet, what your business looks like, the way that you're speaking, how healthy you want to live your life, if you're doing nothing wrong and you know that in your heart of hearts, then why are you allowing that person to control your future? And if you go down that spiral of what I shared like previously in previous videos, and what does that look like a year from now? If you let, Sally from Albuquerque, New Mexico control your future. And what does your future look like if you keep censoring yourself and monitoring what you're saying and not being your true authentic self? What does that look like? So think about the flip side. What does life look like if you let other people control and monitor the way you're speaking, doing, acting, going after your ish that really matters to you? On the flip side, how does it look like if you're your authentic self that doesn't give a about what people think? It's a lot brighter, and I'm telling you, it gets a lot easier because it kind of just becomes white noise. So here's one last thing I'll leave you with. It's a little bit saucy, but I like it. So anytime, it very rarely happens actually, but it sometimes happens when someone leaves a ridiculous comment. You just read it and you're like, oh my God. And bonus points to them, not really, but you know what I mean. If they had to make a fake account, because usually these people never have a profile picture, they had to sign up, make a Gmail account, create the profile, then they had to go onto their computer and type the whole thing they wanted to type. That takes at least 10 to 15 minutes. So do you know how long it takes me to delete, block, and I don't even read the whole thing? Like nothing. It's more like a speck, a breadcrumb in my day. So let it become a breadcrumb in your day. Doesn't even matter. So it's easy to not allow certain people to consume your content. It's really quite simple. And socials help you out a lot with that. Like on Instagram, I'm pretty sure you can block, delete, any of their accounts that they would make. It's super easy now. And does this happen a lot? Well, to be honest, no, but I'm here to tell you, just live your life. And if the odd person comes along, it's really a simple fix. So I think you're freaking phenomenal, guys. You're not hurting anybody. And if you're doing something to grow and improve your life, then have at it and keep growing and keep going. And if you need a little family and a space to hang out with, we got you. Okay, this was a good talk. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.